Good morning, guys. It's time for math. A little precaution before we get started. I am outside on my back patio again this morning, but the dog has been barking like crazy. I think there's a deer out there that she is continuously barking at, so I'll apologize up front about that. So today we're going to be in our book on page 293. If you want to go ahead and grab your book out so that you can follow along with us. Most of the things that we've been doing in math over the past few weeks have been review. Most of the things that I send you are things that we've been doing for a long time, things that I feel like you should know how to do because we have been seeing them on a weekly basis for months now. There have been a few new concepts, but they've been very minimal. However, today we are going to start something new. We'll see how that goes. I know it's hard to venture into new concepts, especially with that. But we're going to be on page 293, and we're going to be looking at division with a decimal divisor. So let's talk about the vocabulary of my division problem first. So my number under my hat here, what do we call that number? Anyone? Yeah, this is the dividend. Our dividend is here. The number outside my hat is my divisor. The divisor, does anyone remember what the answer to the division problem is called? Yeah, it's called a quotient. So all of those terminology are going to be very important whenever we are discussing these problems. So when I say that we're going to be dividing with a decimal divisor, we need to know that I'm talking about this number right here when I say divisor. Okay, so when we look at this problem, this looks kind of similar to things that we worked out before, the difference being that my divisor right here is a decimal. Haven't seen that before. And frankly, we're not really we can't do anything in the state that it's in right now. We're gonna have to manipulate my divisor in order to be able to divide. So basically, I want to make that divisor into a whole number. The thing is, I cannot do something to this number that I don't always do to this one. We want to keep it equivalent. We want to keep this ratio the same in order to get an accurate quotient. If we manipulate my divisor but not my dividend, then my quotient is not going to be accurate because we aren't keeping that ratio the same. So does anyone know, like based on some things that we've been doing the past few days, how I could take 0.27 and make it a whole number? Yeah, this is where all of that multiplying by powers of 10 really come into play. So I can multiply 0.27 by a power of 10 to get a whole number, right? What power of 10 would that be? So I'm going to do 0.27 times 100. I'm going to multiply it times 100. Why would I multiply it by 100? Yeah, I'm going to multiply it by 100 because we have two decimal places right here. So when I multiply, two zeros. So when I'm multiplying my two zeros, I'm going to move over two decimal places to the right. 1, 2. This is why I had you practice all those problems earlier on. So that's going to give me 27, which looks something like that. Okay? Now remember, I said that we cannot just manipulate my divisor. I also have to do my dividend as well. And whatever I do to my divisor, I have to do the same exact thing to the dividend. So I have 2.16, and I'm also going to multiply that by 100. Okay, so we're going to move that decimal place over, and that's going to give me 216. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Now my problem is going to read, I'm going to see if I can fit. Now my problem is going to read 216 divided by 27. So do you see what that looks like? We are just moving those decimals over. We just moved them over to the right. Whatever I did to my divisor, I also did to my dividend. Now I'm going to divide. 27 will not go into 21. It will go into 216. Anyone know how many times? If you are looking in your book, you see that it is 8. 8 times. So 8 times 27 is 216. So my answer here is going to be 8. Okay. I'm going to try to work out one more problem. Maybe we'll find one within our book. I'm going to try to erase this very quickly. So again, we're going to be in our book. If we jump down to, let's say, problem number 3A, this is one of your assigned problems for today. We're going to look at that together. So 3A, we have 24.3 divided by 0.9. 24.3 divided by 0.9. I'm going to take my divisor. I want to make it a whole number. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to multiply it by a power of 10. In this case, it's just going to be 10. It's going to move that decimal place over once, which is going to give us 9. We also have to do the same thing to my dividend right here. We have 2.43 times 10. We're moving that decimal place over once, so we have 243. And now I have a new set of numbers to divide with. Okay, so now we have, and this is so awkward. I'm bored. My arms aren't long enough. I'll try to do it down here. Maybe I can just erase this. I'll turn my board. So we have 243 divided by 9. And now this becomes a simple multiple division problem. 9 will go into 24. Anyone? Twice. You're making me worried there for a second. So 2 times 9 is going to be 18. We subtract. Basic division, we're going to borrow here. This becomes 14. 14 minus 8. We have 6. Bring down the 3. 9 will go into 63. Yeah, 9 will go into 63 7 times. 7 times 9 is 63. That works out nice and neat for us. So my answer to this problem, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read it upside down. 24.3 divided by 0.9 will be 27. Okay? So I want you to be practicing these. Your assignment is to do problems 1, 2, and 3 on page 293. We did number 3A together. If I need to work out anything else, please let me know. I know this is something new and you might need some more examples before you try it out. I do want to see a picture of your work today just because this is new. So just snap a picture of what you're doing in your book, send it to me so that I can look at that. Okay, it's not for a grade. I'm not grading that. I just want to make sure that you're doing it correctly and that you don't need any more help. All right, guys. Bye.